Welcome to Play PSVR2, the podcast. And Alex, I want to begin by telling a little anecdote to you here tonight. So, I was hanging out with some friends today, and normally I don't kiss and tell. I don't like talking about dating life. It's just something, I don't really talk about. But my buddies, they were all like, they were talking about their dates on Friday night. And then the first guy, my buddy, he's bragging like, I met this girl. We had sex 4 times. And we woke up the next morning. She made me breakfast. It was incredible. Then the other guy, like you, is a one-upper. He was like, dude, I got this chick. We had sex 5 times. And then I didn't get breakfast, but the whole time she was just telling me how much she adored me, how awesome I was. And I don't say anything, but they were like, Alan, what happened to you and the horse you were dating last night? And I was like, only had sex once. And they were like, oh, wow. Woof, what did she say about that the next morning? And I was like, well, she said, don't stop. Do you get it?
Oh.
What the heck? I can't do this.
That was such a long joke for such a slow payoff.
Brack, okay, well.
But I was laughing.
Wrap it.
I was laughing so hard because when you said play, wait, what is this? I was thinking, oh man, we should have had a podcast called Play Hole Podcast.
Now I have to think of a whole intro.
The Play Hole.
I thought of that. I was looking at stuff to talk about in the library, and I laughed. I had to hold myself back. I envisioned you laughing really hard, and then I was going to intro into something where I was like, staying power is the topic today, folks.
I'm so sorry.
And what's the staying power of a podcast? And your mom's legs after last night. And now we're like, you know what? I'm just going to go with it. Whatever. I don't even care that Alex didn't find it funny, listeners. I know you found it funny, and it's staying. I'm not redoing it. But we are talking about staying power. Does our podcast have staying power?
I think not, Adam. I think not.
But that's what we want to talk about. We start talking about these games. Do they have staying power? And that's where Moss is going to be introduced. And we're going to talk about Moss. Does it have staying power? Is it worth playing? But right now, I want to know what you're drinking for your gamer juice.
Yeah, man. Went to try to find a nasty Mountain Dew or something like that, and I couldn't really find it. So instead it's just jumped out at me. Neon Burst.
Oh.
Hard drink. Sparkling hard beverage punch blast. A lot of words in here.
Yeah, like my joke.
There you go. You brought it back.
That's like you laugh harder at me. Like I cannot. I thought it was a funny joke.
I'm laughing at the idea of you sitting in the library looking up dirty jokes.
What else am I gonna do? Read?
Why are you there? I don't get it. Anyways, we gotta keep moving at them.
Free internet. I don't even think they monitor what you're looking at.
Are we in the library right now, Adam?
I am not in the library, but don't tempt me. What's that taste like?
It tastes not great. It's like
is
hard.
It alcoholic or is it just
it's drink? It's like hard seltzer water mixed with like fruit drink that I don't want to drink.
Oh,
Jamba Juice that you got in elementary school? Little pink boxes got a giraffe on it. Tastes like that. What's your gamer juice, Adam? You didn't even tell us.
Yeah, it is a Big Brother hard root beer. Good stuff. It's got everything you want in a Big Brother. It's sweet. It's
hardness.
Strong, and it's filling. I mean, everything you want in a Big Brother. Here's the thing, Alex. We, last week, had a master debater. And, a couple of things I do want to mention. Waleed, I don't know really who he is, but he loved the episode. He also crushed you on everything wrong you said. Every little minute detail, he destroyed you, and I loved it. And then, to make it better, Corporate Zombie comes up the rear, tells me that I won the master debater, even though he was going to follow your advice.
I don't get how this happens. First of all, Waleed, I appreciate the corrections and communication. It's like a flip. Anytime I listen to a gaming podcast, they get something wrong. I'm just like, these guys are idiots. I'm never listening to this again. And I get so bent out of shape. And now I'm on the reverse side of that. Listen, we're off the cuff here. We're unfiltered.
We're making
uncensored.
everything up, as you can tell by my intro joke. Sometimes it lands, sometimes it doesn't.
Unfiltered, uncensored, and uneducated. That's what this podcast is, and that's where you're not going to get the cold hard facts from us. So
that should be our tagline.
I apologize for not being right on this stuff. Granted, you're probably definitely right on all this stuff. We should just have, flash your information on the screen to correct what I'm saying. But I'm trying my best. I'm trying my best with 5 minutes of research before the episode starts recording. We're doing what we can, man. We're doing what we can. Corporate Zombie.
Regardless, I mean, I do appreciate it, but Corporate Zombie, he voted. He is the only voter, and he voted me.
He voted after. This is what confused me. He voted after confusing you and I. As to, he said, "Oh, I thought it was so funny when Alex did blah," and I never did that. That was you. So now I don't even know if I won or not.
He definitely knows us, and I won. I had a better argument. I used your own, I don't know what you want to call them, actions against you and not actually finishing the games.
You one-upped me.
I one-upped you. And here's the thing. It's time to pay the piper. I won. It's bean time, baby. So you better save some of that neon seltzer garbage you have because you're going to need it.
It's not good either.
All right. So here we go. Oh, that was a weak. But it's a stink bug.
Oh,
Which
man.
stink bug is bad. It's not barf, but
it's been a while since I had one of these.
Experience.
Yeah. What's it? Stink bug looks like coffee or something, right?
Yeah, it's
looks
like
a toasted
little brown speckles.
Well, this dang box is chock full of them.
Yeah, baby, good. You need to start eating them. So, well, he deals with that. Folks, here's the thing. You know that I do buy games somewhat regularly, I would argue. Alex doesn't agree. Yeah, that's stink bug. Oh, immediate reaction. Yes. Yeah, how's that feel?
Embarrassing.
Yeah. You not only did you lose a master debater, but you're eating a bean for it, you loser.
Oh man, we need to know.
I bought 2 games last week because remember, last episode I said I'm going to buy some of these games. I promise you, I'm going to play them. Well, I did, and I paid the piper. I bought The Guy VR, and I played Exorcist VR, Exorcist Legion VR. I think technically is the name. So I'm going to begin with The Guy VR. Alex, have you played this?
I have not.
So it's good.
Isn't that guy like a YouTuber or something? Am I thinking of the right person?
I know that's why I bought it. I was like, oh, this is that guy is Will VR based on his life. I want to buy it. And if that's, I mean, I don't know, maybe it is, but if so, your life, buddy, you need to make a lot of changes because this game sucked. It is up there with special delivery for just dropping an oozing yet stiff just log of a turd right down my gullet the whole way down. It's just my entire esophagus just stiffened with crap all the way to my small intestine. Horrible game. Okay, first of all, the concept is you're a fat guy. He falls asleep, and you now have to enter. I mean, you're the fat guy, so you're entering your dreams to wake yourself back up. But the issue is conceptually, it's stupid. And then what's even worse is the execution is beyond awful. Like, at least Special Delivery had a good concept. Paperboy is a good concept, and it was poorly executed. This is, you don't have either. So the game glitches unlike any other. I couldn't do anything. The whole thing just glitched. I was in the wall. The first level, you're in a train. Like, you're going through the train, and ultimately what you need to do is hop off, and you want to wake up so you can get hit by the train, and that's how you wake up. But you're like halfway between the walls of the train and not. Sometimes the train goes through you, and other times it doesn't. It doesn't make any freaking sense. And it doesn't tell you what to do. It took me a long time even to realize it. And then after you get done with level 1, it doesn't tell you, good job, you succeeded level 1. It doesn't say anything. So then I didn't know that level 2 was available until I played level 1 like 6 times. That's awful. And then the Move controllers, and I'll get into this with Exorcist VR too. The Move controller really shows how awful it really is. Like it's off. The tracking is bad. It's not intuitive. The turning and the teleportation, just everything, the way it works is bad. And I mean, I played Cave Digger too, and Move controllers were fine then. My setup was fine then. So I have to think I don't give the Move controllers, I guess, an entire pass. But that game did not. I don't know what it is between games that tracking differs, but they did not do a good job. It sucked butt. So, do you have any questions on why this wasn't worth my $2.50 out?
It just really what it makes me think of is that just-in-time game. Is a setup kind of like that where you have like these little mini games?
Yes,
each level's
but
like a
just in
small
time,
mini
you know,
game.
is very good.
Just in Time was great. Yeah, I mean,
Yes.
I'm not enticed to play this. I just thought, okay, that's interesting that there's more of that. If this were done well, it might be more of that. Then I would be interested. But it sounds like it's just a bit too janky to kind of muster.
At least, I mean, I'm going to be honest. I played 2.5 levels and I couldn't take it anymore. It was just maybe if you could fight through it.
That sounds like me in Kingdom Hearts 2. Yeah.
F you, and I can't wait. Guess what, buddy? It's October 1st. Guess what? You're going to lose a bet unless you finish it in a month. And guess what? When you go Halloween trick-or-treating, you're going to be dressing up as Sora, and I can't wait.
No. Keep moving,
Yeah.
Adam.
Dude, you have to pay. You made a bet that you lost.
I need evidence that I said I'd dress up as Sora.
What? I know that I said that, and you, at the time, you didn't agree to it, but you didn't disagree either.
Oh,
You
is that how that
lost,
works?
You must pay. Now, next game, have you played Exorcist Legion VR?
No, but I heard it was like there's a bunch of these types of games out, like Paranormal Activity, Exorcist, things like that, and Blair Witch even. I heard this is like the good one, and I think the reason we never played it before was because it like never went on sale below like $30.
Okay, this is interesting because either you're wrong or my mind's blown. So you're right. I haven't played it because it wasn't ever on a good sale, and also I asked for a long time for a code. And there's no reason for them not to give us a code, dang it. So essentially it's broken up into multiple little DLCs and stuff. So I bought the main game. It's got like, I forgot if it was 5 or 6. They're not mini games, but they're chapters. So ultimately you begin the game. I'm not going to go into it, but the Move controller really shows how bad it sucks. A big one. Big one. It's horrible. Maybe worse than no, it's not worse than the guy VR, but it's pretty bad. Anyhow, you're a detective. You go in and you open a new case, and that is your level in which they attempt to scare you. I'm going to hold off judgment on this game on whether it's worth purchasing or not because I've only done the first case. What I can tell you is that it was cool, but it wasn't scary. It wasn't scary in the slightest, not even close. There were a couple scenes. I mean, the whole thing lasted maybe 15 minutes. So I think the game is short for $30. I definitely would not pay full price, but it was kind of cool. It was good to do in October. I've held off because it's Halloween time, appropriate, but I'm going to have to hold off on a final judgment right there. And so, do you have any questions on that before I do a full hard review next podcast? Otherwise, do you want to talk about some new tech?
I mean, really, I still have no idea what Exorcist VR really is. Is there combat in it, or is it just like puzzles?
No, it's almost more
like Myst?
Almost like an experience. So you're the detective.
Okay.
Now I opened case 1. I go to that crime scene, which is this church.
You walk around and just find things.
Huh?
You're just walking around finding things.
Yeah, pretty much. And
but you can never like die?
No.
Then what's there to be scared of? Anyways, what is a game?
Because it's like,
what's a game that you think is scary?
It's gonna be like jump scares, and like all of a sudden I turn around and now the statue of Mother Mary was there and it wasn't before, and stuff like that. Like there was one scene that was neat where they flashed red lights, kind of like the red light district, and that looked real cool. And then there were like monsters that just showed up. You didn't know where they were coming from. It wasn't quite a jump scare, but like I said, it wasn't scary, but it was cool.
What is a scary game to you?
Here's the thing. You need a very it's a fine recipe, a scary game. You need that suspense along with the jump scares. Resident Evil 7 does it maybe better than any game I've seen, especially for virtual reality. Because there were a lot of those moments where your heart raced and you're like, I know something's there. I know something, but nothing was there. So it kept on, you didn't know. You had no freaking idea. Was the crazy dude gonna walk out and kill you? Is there gonna be a slime monster? Who knows? And then when you least expect it, you turn around, boom, there's that freaking woman with the flies coming out of her mouth, and she's on you, ready to tap that butt. So yeah, that's a scary game. I would even argue in some ways persistence is scary.
I was gonna say persistence is pretty
Yeah.
scary. Yeah, it ratchets up the tension. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. So there are scary games, but Exorcist just isn't one.
All right. I guess now we're going to talk about new tech. That was the other option in front of me.
I like it because you actually just showed me this.
Yeah. The Feel a New Reel video. That I was trying to find any kind of news for PSVR this week. Only thing that happened, I think that might have even been last week, is that they released a video. After all these previews came out detailing how the games looked and how things worked and how nice things were, Sony, I'm mad. You detect a bit of salt in my voice. I'm mad because it's the middle of my workday and my phone buzzes like crazy. I'm getting a notification from the PlayStation Store. It says PSVR 2 news update. And I was just like, Sony is texting me, telling me there's news. And I hit the button to view it. And it's just a link to this freaking video that is a 2-minute video on YouTube. Stupid name. Feel a New Reel.
Yeah, that's pretty stupid. I don't even know what that's supposed to mean. I mean, I guess now I do, but when you first told me, I was like, what?
It's like it's very much like somebody thought it up in Japanese, they put it into Google Translate, and they hit publish. Like that's what it sounds like. Feel a New Reel. I mean, it's a cool video. Had this come out before all of the extended previews came out, then it would have been mind-blowing. It would have shown us new footage we hadn't seen before, gave us insight into like how the controllers feel, how the technology works. But instead, they muted the response to this video and they did all these news reports. So we knew what to expect. Then we saw a video just kind of reiterating stuff, but not telling us much about how the games work. And I'm just confused. Like, why is this a thing? Maybe I'm just grasping for any detail from PSVR 2. That's why I'm disappointed at this morsel. But it just kind of seems like an odd video to just fart out there. I think they even had a news report about how many people have seen it. Like, oh, 2 million people have seen Feel a New Reel. So give us news. Let me know when it's coming out. Let me know what the launch titles are.
Yeah, like 13 million subscribers. So in fact, only 2 million of them looked.
And we have like 20 subscribers, and we get 21 views on all of our podcasts. Thank you very much. Sony, I'll be accepting any phone call you send my way.
Oh, here's the thing. I do agree with you. When at first I was pumped because again, I just talked trash about the Move controllers. They're horrible. I need a new controller. But this didn't tell us anything. It just reiterated all of the features it was going to have, the DualSense, or whatever the heck their new one is called. So I don't know. I mean, some of the game footages, they were like, 3-second snippets, looked kind of cool, but it did nothing. It was essentially a waste of 2 minutes. Like, let's show you a foveated rendering and then put a cool graphic behind it. Who cares? It doesn't tell me anything.
Yeah, the biggest thing this video did for me was just remind me that No Man's Sky is a game that probably is going to look really good. That's the only thing. There was some footage of Resident Evil, but we've seen that footage a million times in the flat game. There's footage of Horizon, which, like, who knows what's going on in that stuff. But the No Man's Sky footage was nice. Oh, that's a game I already have. I should be playing No Man's Sky. Now I have a reason to feel okay for having not played it up until the launch of PSVR 2.
And I think what they could have done to make the video better was to give us real life examples of how these things were actually used. Right in the beginning, the video says not using real gameplay footage or something like that. So if they were like, they showed us Firewall Ultra, and they said this right here is how you use the foveated rendering, and like a very detailed, like this 5 seconds is how we're implementing it. That would be more useful than just showing four guys running across a formation in a dark room. That doesn't tell me anything. Who cares?
Do you
Like,
think do you think the foveated rendering is going to work in Firewall to where like you have to look at the space in the lobby for somebody to join before you can play the game? Is that how that works? Like if I need somebody to join the game, I look at their space in the waiting room.
that would
so
be
that they
awesome.
appear.
They should have told us that. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe that's been it all along. I'm not looking in the right place.
Yes. Now, one thing I will say in related to this, they did mention that in Horizon, you are gonna feel the tension when you pull back the bow. So in that one instance, they
That's a
did
no-brainer.
mention that.
That's a no-brainer. Like
Exactly.
that's not creative, and it's I don't even know.
But at least
Yeah.
it's there.
At least
Like,
it's there. At least it's there.
It's there. And so that is because I know Waleed is probably going to say, hey, they showed that snippet. And I know. And
Please,
I do-
Waleed, let me know what I've missed. This is great education for me.
And so I do agree with that. Okay, that's included. I'm cool with that. But they needed to do that the whole way through. Yeah, I've been to this point very hyped on everything with PSVR 2. This is the first thing that I just like don't care. It just feels like it was a lazy marketing attempt. Like, give us something good. I know you got the goods. I mean, we've only we saw one picture, one real life picture that someone leaked. Show us a picture of the stupid thing. There's so much you could do, and their sphincter is so tight. A wet floppy fart isn't even getting out. Like, come on, loosen up.
I mean, I don't even know how Sony's supposed to play it, though, honestly. I don't know why they announced PSVR 2 as early as they did. Unless they announced it expecting a release in 2022, and then it got delayed after the announcement. But like between October and then I'm guessing March is when it's going to release. Like, what are they going to do between now and then? When is January time for a special event? I don't know.
I mean, they said Q1 2022. So is March Q1?
Yeah,
it is.
They're going to round up is what they're going to do. They want to make it sound as good as possible while being as late as possible. So they're going to make it sound like January, but it's going to come out in March. That's what they say Q1.
So would you rather something be, guess what, it's coming and it's like next month, or would you rather this an elongated window?
I want that immediate result. If you announce it and launch it on the same day, that puts me in such a more excited position to purchase it than if you gave me a long time to mull it over. Now, this is a luxury good. It's probably going to be expensive, like $500 or something like that. So it's probably not smart to say, guess what? It came out today and now you can buy it, because people got to save up for this. But I just hate sitting around, like, not really getting any real information for something I'm so excited about. I'd rather forget about it and then learn that it's launching in a week, and then I can go, all right, let's go.
Yeah. I think it's interesting because there for a while we all complained we're not hearing anything, right?
Yeah.
And now we're hearing some stuff, but because it's so far away, I feel like you're right. We're not quite as excited. It's same thing with pre-orders, right?
You're lagging, or I've lost my internet.
When I don't know which one it is.
Hey.
Are you back?
I'm back. Are you back?
I'm back. Okay. Well, you don't know what happened there. You're gonna have to live with this, folks. I don't know what that little bit's gonna sound like.
We'll have to edit that out. I mean, whatever comes out in the video.
I'm not editing anything. Waleed is gonna make fun of you either way.
Waleed, we need you to timestamp this conversation. Let us know who was at fault. Whose internet connection dropped. I contend Adam's did. Adam contends mine did. Hey, corporate zombie, maybe you can tell us who has the better internet connection between Adam and Alex, and please make sure you know which one of us is which.
And the loser's gonna eat the bean.
And the loser will eat the bean.
And that's the reason I like the pre-orders, because you see on Twitter, GameStop is doing pre-orders for PSVR 2, and it's a mad dash. You have to make a decision, split decision. Do I want it now? Because I have to go now. I have to make the decision now. And when you get it, you're right. That's the excitement. It's because it's a fast, rash decision. But if I knew I could get a pre-order anytime within a 3-month window, well, who gives a crap? I'm not excited. I'm done talking about this. I want to talk about Moss next segment.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, that's enough about your garbage games, Adam. We're gonna see if a PSVR1 game has legs, which is ironically the reason I said that you need to keep your PSVR1 in the last episode. So tomorrow, or not tomorrow, next segment, we're going to be talking about Moss, seeing if it holds up. So we'll see you after the break.
I'm not even going to try because the last time I had a kicking intro, Alex didn't even frickin' laugh.
Yeah, it was long enough for 2 segments, so we're probably covered.
That's not the only thing that was long enough for 2 segments. So now we're going to hop into Moss. Does it hold up? And I want to start the conversation here, Alex, because the first thing I got to say is that the introduction screen of the church or the cathedral looks actually really good.
Like the environment where you're like sitting down reading the book inside the cathedral.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks very good.
That's like the main menu for listeners who haven't played Moss. That's like the main menu screen.
I'm assuming everyone's played Moss.
That's probably worth assuming. Yeah.
Yes, and that's all I really have to say.
Do you want to explain to the listeners?
I couldn't play the game.
You should have kept your PSVR1.
This
you should have kept your PSVR. This is going to be you 2 years from now, Adam.
No, it's not. Because here's the thing. I understand picking stuff that's not compatible if your new technology is coming out soon. You don't release something, a new console, and then sit around for 3 years before something else comes out to make the new technology compatible. It's stupid. Why do you even need that sensor bar? It is idiotic. So guess what? I don't know how many games now I have that forget the PSVR 2. I'm not compatible with them right now. Who cares? Backward compatibility in my balls. So F you, Sony. Cuck Cerny, you can go eat trash, you raccoon humping piece of trash. This is such a garbage. So I have nothing to say, Alex. The intro screen looked nice. All I got was a big old blue ball in my mouth, and there's nothing I could do about it.
Big old blue ball. Oh, because you're playing as the blue ball. Okay.
Yeah.
And blue ball. That's Adam. That's wittier than you think it is. I'll just have you know. That's levels of entendre there. But anyways, moving on.
Well, my jokes aren't funny. They're all too long. So.
Yeah, they're more concise and prompt like what you just dropped on us. Anyways, no, for those who don't know, Moss is like 1 out of maybe 5 games that uses that light bar on the DualShock 4 controller.
Are you kidding me? You picked a game that you knew I couldn't play? Oh, you big. We talked about what game do we want to start with? We were talking about Resident Evil, Wipeout, Stride, To the Top. We had a whole freaking list.
I was so curious how you were going to handle it.
You are the biggest. Here's the thing that makes me the most mad, Alex, is I looked on the product page. It says, and I quote, DualShock 4 vibration. It doesn't say you must have DualShock. It says vibration. I'm like, who effing cares about vibration? It even says in the little product thing, playable on PS5, although you may miss some of the features.
I played it on my PS5.
Who cares about features? I didn't say I can't play the game, and you knew it. Oh my, you're gonna dress up like Sora so bad. Oh my. I'm going to dress up as frickin' Donald and Goofy and show up and trick or treat with you, too, you butthole.
That'd be the punishment for me, yeah. Oh, please don't do that, Adam. Please don't do that. I'd hate it if that happened.
I'll give it to you. It's kind of clever. It was kind of clever. It was a good little exhibition on your part, but it's a big-time dick move.
So, Moss, does it hold up? I was skeptical myself if Moss was going to hold up because I did a review for GameCritics.com, and I gave it a 9.5 out of 10, and that's a site that really frowns upon high scores.
Awful.
But needless to say,
Horrible take.
when I played through the game, I had a brilliant time. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it was, you know, almost close to that Mario, quote unquote Mario moment people talk about, where it's like, oh, this is the real deal. This is the thing. Part of that was we hadn't seen many good, fun little adventure games like that. It was one of the few games that was third person, but kind of using that diorama effect, which I think is incredible in VR. And it was almost like it was like a very, very diet version of Zelda in terms of like combat, getting like some newish abilities and stuff like that. But then the entire game like culminated into this final section that I just thought was so incredible. I could not deny how good the game is. So I'm here to say I did not beat Moss again. I didn't have time for that, but I played Moss again for about an hour, hour and a half the other night. And does it hold up? I don't think it holds up as like a 9.5, but that, it was a 9.5 for its time. Now playing through it again, I'd probably, thinking about other games I played and enjoyed, I'd probably give it somewhere probably around a 7.5, maybe 7. But that isn't to say it's bad. There's really good things about Moss that I enjoyed. Adam kind of alluded to it with the whole cathedral thing. It was a joke on his part, but the presentation is fantastic. One thing I didn't like about it, however, though, is when you're being told the story, it's told in storybook fashion. So you're just sitting there in your VR headset in like this nice church, but you're just looking down at a desk like you're reading a book. And there's nothing I hate more in VR than when they force you to look in some direction for like a flat reason, and you're just kind of stuck in an awkward position of your head, like staring at a book that's not really there with this headset that's always pulling your head down. Anyways, so that's kind of annoying, but the story's like a bit better than I remembered it being. I always view the story as throwaway in Moss, but it's a bit more engaging than I expected it to be. Once you get into the game, it still is that diorama stuff. It still feels like a diet Zelda, which is fine, but part of the reason I wasn't motivated to go through and finish it again is because I know it doesn't get more complex than that. The combat never gets different. The combat never changes. And you have this overpowered move of like you yourself as that third party person can grab the character, grab the bad guys and freeze them in place and then use Quill to attack them. So that was, I don't know. So the game's really good. Game's really fun. You never played it, go through the whole thing because it's a great experience for a couple hours. But I don't think it holds up to a 9.5. I'm not going to keep my PSVR1 for it. I guess I could put it that way. But it's still pretty fun. The voice acting is really good for it too, I should say.
This is what I think is beautiful. If you remember when we first talked about it and I reviewed the game, I gave it like a 7. It's because I can see through the trash that you initially are enamored by. The thing is, and again, I didn't get to play it, but I remember it. I watched me play it at least the first time. The combat is too simple. They're playing off a cute little character. Diorama, you're right, is kind of cool, but it can't be the flagship VR because people will look at it and be like, you got VR for that? It's not the best utilization of the technology. And then I'm curious on, you say it doesn't hold up to a 9.5, but is that because you have different standards? You've played it before, so you think naturally, like it's just not as exciting? Or because you've played other games, that has raised the bar to what, a 9.5?
I think it's a little bit of all of those, right? Like that last point you made, I've played more games since. I mean, the graphical expectation has grown since Moss came out. Even, I've played Half-Life Alyx now. I've played some of these PC VR games, and what I think can be done in VR is way past what Moss is able to do. When I first played Moss, I didn't notice that like, oh, they're using the same deer model. They just shrunk it down, and there's like 7 of them out there. Look, all their animations are the same. Looks kind of gross. The first time I played Moss, I was like, oh, wow, there's a deer in the distance. Isn't that so cool? Oh, look, there's 2 of them. Isn't that so cool? But now, since the tech feels a bit outdated, I notice things like that. I notice the repeating pattern of the foliage on the trees. I notice the environments are a bit repetitive in how they look if they haven't been too clever in the arrangement. So that kind of stuff is hardware limitation. So now it's like, okay, I'm seeing that this isn't that brilliant.
So, this is going to start maybe morphing into a potentially different discussion. So, what would you say to an argument that good games are technology proof? So, for example, people still love the original Metroid or Zelda 1. And those graphics sucked in comparison. Now, I know you also could spin it, well, that's a lot of that is nostalgia. I'd argue that a lot of it isn't. It's because the game itself was really good. So, do you think it's Moss the game isn't as good?
That's a really tough call, and I'll give you two examples because here we have the spectrum, like two games that I love, love. GoldenEye 007, right? Nintendo 64. Metroid Prime on the GameCube. Similar games. They're both, in my mind, when I played them when they came out, they were both perfect games. Nothing wrong with them. I can go back and play Metroid Prime and have a good time. Everything works great. I can't go back and play GoldenEye. It's so choppy. The controls are so hard and cumbersome to use. The frame rate is so low. The enemy AI is so noticeably outdated. But needless to say, both of these games, I'd have a hard time saying they're not like some of the greatest games of all time. So that's what makes Moss difficult to judge. I don't think having lasting power in that sense, being technology proof, is the most important part in how good a game is. I think what's really important is how you feel that first time you're playing it and completing it, because it's very rare that I'm going to have the time or the desire to go back and play a game again. So it's not that important to me. I want to know there's so many new games, other different games out there to play. I want to get hooked and really enjoy it the first time. I don't want that enjoyment to be gated by my ability to play it over and over and over again.
I just cannot believe you knew. I texted him today and I was like, I'm not gonna lie, man, I haven't played. I'm gonna download it right now. I just got back from golf. I'm gonna play it. You didn't say anything.
I thought you had a DualShock that I thought you would have had a DualShock laying around. I don't know why. I forgot that you're like Frugal McDougal and you sell every single thing that you haven't touched in the past 2 months.
Now that I can't play half my PSVR games, might as well sell it too. Screw it.
This is what I was trying to tell you. That was like my third argument. We got special controllers. You got to keep it.
But the thing is, you're right, but I didn't want to play Moss. You wanted to do it for this review and for this podcast. I didn't.
So why don't we decide now what game we're playing next? You choose. I picked Moss. Good luck trying to pick one I can't play.
Gosh, that's tough. Do we want to stick to like the popular mainline games, or how about this? We'll let anyone who comments below in YouTube or emails us contact@playpsvr.com. Any game you say we will play, assuming we obviously have it, but most games we do. So you mention it, we're gonna play it, and that's how we'll decide.
It's gonna be Summer Lesson, and I think I sent that back to Shave Dog. I don't know. It's
somewhere. We don't have that one. He gave it to us to try, and then we don't have it anymore. So it doesn't count.
Thank you. Yeah, Summer Lesson doesn't count. Anyways, Adam, we've talked about Moss too much. Does it hold up? Ish. I'll say maybe ish, which is like the worst answer I could give you. Adam has no idea.
So what games, based on this, because you really liked Moss, you gave it 9.5 when it started. What games do you think will hold up? Farpoint. That one doesn't hold up as well. Which ones do you think? I mean, ones that are maybe not dependent on graphics.
I think Just in Time will hold up. I think playing Just in Time, that gameplay was so fresh and fun. Just in Time Incorporated. I think that'll hold up. Super Hot, that one too. So fresh, fun, different. I think that will hold up. Megaton Rainfall had like disappointing graphics even at launch, so it's not like I'm going to be more disappointed. But the gameplay loop was fun. But games that require this kind of aesthetic charm to it as well, those have a harder time. And I think that Moss is really good. Moss is a great PSVR game. It was super great when it came out. But I think part of that is the charm of this little character and the charming environment and the diorama view, like all that's good. But then I started getting put off by things like, now I got to like reach with my DualShock to like grab this block and move like that. It's clunky. I would like groan when I would see a block really far away, and it's like, I probably got to touch that. I don't want to touch that. I don't want to get up and walk across my room to touch that. It was just, very, very good game. It doesn't quite hold up.
Okay, I'll be interested to see what the listeners come up with. But in the meantime, what may help us are some sales.
Mm-hmm.
So I promised I'd play 2 games that I bought last time I did. Now I'm a little hesitant, but let's see what we got and see if you can convince me to get one of these games.
So I was thinking we weren't going to have many sales because last week seemed to have a decent amount. We got a lot of sales, and a lot of them like for super cheap. And I'm
Oh,
guessing it's
yes.
like some holiday or something like that, because some of them are kind of scary. But anyways, without further ado, we'll start going through the list. Adam, tell me about Blind for $2.49.
I played this and
Yeah, we did.
I can't think of it. Bob Saget, how cheap?
$2.49.
Worth it.
Yeah, I
I
think.
do
Yeah,
remember it now. Yeah, it's kind of freaky.
yeah,
It's somewhat like a psychological thriller slash. Yeah, it's worth 250.
yeah,
And I mean
definitely. It's a
it's
very unique
hours of
experience.
gameplay. So it's not like a short 1 hour experience. Yeah, that's worth it.
Yeah, Moto Racer 4, $3.99.
I'm gonna be too busy playing blind.
Hey, this is curious. I never knew this came out. Space Explorer PS4 and PSVR edition, 194. This is like NASA rocket ships.
I've got Mentos and Coke. I don't effing need that crap.
How about Dragon Ride VR? That's one word, Dragon Redever. $2.24.
I'm too busy being blind.
I'm going to tell you, this is the thing. This has like special trashy charm written all over it, like Vertigo Home, like Miniwood VR, which is just like so scary because of how broken it was. I'm getting the feeling like there might be something here with that. I'm tempted to get it. Anyways, Horror Adventure VR, $1.49.
Horror Adventure VR.
That is the name. It's got some very bad clip art for the cover.
I'm gonna say be like Stevie Nicks and be blind instead.
I'm curious. This looks like Miniwood VR. Anyways, Arizona
Stevie Wonder. Stevie Nicks was
Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know about that, but it's Stevie Nicks is not blind.
Okay, Stevie Wonder was blind, right?
I'm glad we cleared that up. Yeah.
Yes.
Arizona Sunshine for $9.99 or $5.99 if you have PlayStation Plus.
How about you pay me $5.99 and they pay me $9.99, and then I might boot it up even though I already have it. Game sucks. Don't play it.
Heavy Fire Red Shadow. So here's the deal. This game has a flat version, and then you got to pay a premium to get the VR version. So the flat version is $2.99. Then it's another $1.49 to get the VR version. So what's that? $4.50 to get the VR game.
No, if you're that cheap, you don't deserve my money.
Here's the hilarious thing about this is that it's a terrible game. It's not good at all. And when it launched, it was like $60. I thought it was hilarious.
Wow.
I gave it like a 2 out of 10, I think. Anyways, The Assembly for $4.49.
Don't know what that is.
That's one of those early games that came out, I think, and it was like story adventure. Anyways, Horror Adventure VR somehow is on this list again for $1.94. We already said no.
Be like Ray Charles, be blind.
There you go. Ace Combat 7, Skies Unknown, $8.99.
Again, no. That's not a bad price, but it wasn't fun. I can't endorse it.
Perfect for $1.99.
That's a perfect price. I don't know what it's about. I don't know that game. $2? It's almost worth the gamble.
Deadland VR, $0.99.
The game sucks. If you're desperate, maybe buy it, but you gotta be desperate.
What if you're like running, like you have $1.03 in your like PlayStation Plus account? That's not enough to get a good game, but that's enough. Like you could burn that. Would it be worth if you burned that on this? If this game was given to you for free, is it worth your time playing?
No, it's not.
Okay. All right. Home Sweet Home for $5.99.
That is a game you should buy. If you like stealth and you like horror, it is another people break in and you have to like get by them without being detected. That's where the suspense is the horror. And it's actually really good. I would say buy that. It's on Fringe. I would. You're not thinking of $5 or less, but it's still reasonable.
You're not thinking of Intruders, are you?
Mother effer. I've played both of them.
Yeah, Home Sweet Home is that both. Thailand game.
Dang it. Home. Oh, is Home Sweet Home the freaking terrifying one with the lady?
With the lady. Here's the thing.
That one's just straight scary.
I've wanted to play Home Sweet Home, but I legitimately am too scared to play that game. It looks horrifying.
That game is scary. It does involve stealth. And for $6, that's worth it. Play that.
Oof, maybe I'll play that for Halloween. Seriously, I think it's too scary for me. But
dude, it is. Yeah, it's good. Like it uses suspense. It uses jump scares. It uses darkness. It uses environment. It uses everything in its arsenal. Good game. Good game.
How about Discovery for $239? That's the Minecraft
Dude, I had
knockoff.
fun with it. By now, though, I made a hippo and
Yeah.
it was a maze, and you went in his butthole and you came out his mouth. I had a lot of fun. If you have one good idea and you could make it, it's worth 250.
All right. How about Don't Knock Twice for $4.99?
This is the one horror game I've wanted to play and I haven't. How much?
$4.99. Or $24 on Amazon.
Is it physical?
I guess. I don't know.
Then I could sell it back for $20. And then, yeah, you're right. It makes sense just to buy it digitally. If I can play it without the DualShock, I'll buy it.
How about Neon Wall for $2.49?
No.
I say, yeah, this game had some banging music.
Of
No, I'm
course.
thinking of Super Ball or whatever it's called. Neon Wall was all right, but it's just, yeah, it's.
Super Monkey Ball.
How about Battle Wake for $7.49?
No. Game is so boring. Please don't. Please don't buy it.
How about Electronauts for $4.99?
Some people really liked it. I'm not a huge music guy. Did you play that one, Alex?
I loved it. I had a lot of fun with that.
Dude,
I did
you
not
like
expect
everything.
No,
You
no, no,
lost
but
a 9.5.
if you could beat this game, I probably would have beaten it. I spent a lot of time in it, and I'm not even like musical. I just had a great time making beats. It felt super cool, and I even think about it today. Like when I listen to a new song and it's that kind of song, I'm like, I wonder how that would look in Electronauts.
Oh my! Put an egg in your shoe and beat it.
$12.49 for the Wolfenstein Resistance bundle. That includes that flat game Youngblood, but we don't talk about flat games here. We're talking about Wolfenstein Cyberpilot for $12.49.
I like my games like what is it? I like my games like my women, not flat.
Wow. How about Raw Data for $9.99?
That's you see, yeah, that's fine. That's pretty funny, I thought. What is this now?
Raw Data for $9.99. This is one of those early games by
Yeah,
Soviets.
very early. Still, this should be free.
It's really good. It's a wave shooter, but it's like one of the first wave shooters.
I'm not paying for a game that launched, dude. It should be free.
It might have been at some point. Anyways, it's rarely on sale, so scoop it now. Oh, this one hurts. Space Junkies, $4.99.
You liked it. I'm not a big wave shooter guy, so
it's not a wave shooter game. You're thinking of Space Pilot Trainer.
But why I can't
Space
do
Pirate
this?
Trainer.
How about you get different names for games? Quit using the same word.
So, okay, Space Junkies is that game. It's that multiplayer capture the flag or deathmatch game that's 0G and you're flying around. I thought it was incredible. It was so fun, but the servers are down, so you're not going to be able to play it online. So what's the point?
Yeah, don't buy that then.
Oh, I loved it too. Anyways, Transference for $6.24.
No, it's free on PlayStation Plus.
Okay, imagine it wasn't $6.24.
No, don't do it.
Okay,
That's
Skyrim
a $3
VR.
game.
Skyrim VR for $15.
It's good, but I mean, do you really want to play VR or Skyrim again?
If I never have, yeah. Theseus for $2.49.
Never played it.
It
sounds stupid. Don't buy it.
This is like a grown-up Moss. It's like make the controls worse in Moss and then make it more mature and like Greek mythology. That's Theseus. $2.49 is I think that's a good price for it. Sprint Vector for $7.49.
You played this one. I didn't get to.
I never played it. You played it. This is the running game. Anyways.
No, I didn't play it.
Hey, are you interested in buying it for $7.49?
No.
We'll race together.
I would rather just run in real life.
Yeah. What if it's better? Anyways, Eagle Flight for $4.99.
Game, sucks.
I have it. Never touched it though. Batman Arkham VR, $4.99.
That is the first game I played in virtual reality. Remember at Best Buy, you and I were together.
Yeah,
that's right. We held hands through the whole thing.
Adam,
this is another game that should be free. I'm not paying for it.
Adam, am I a poser because I've never even started this game?
No, because you were smart and played Res Infinite. That's the game I really want to review, but you wouldn't let me because you said we've talked about it too.
We've talked it to death. Okay, listeners, if you want us to do another Res VR discussion, let us know in the comments. Otherwise,
because
it's on hold.
That's gonna hold up, baby. Area X,
Doom VFR for $4.49.
Doom VFR?
Yeah,
real fun game. Great game to speed run. Feels good. That's another one I wouldn't mind going back
Just
to.
a warning though, with the move controllers, it's super awkward. So you got to use DualShock or aim.
Use aim all the way, yeah.
Yeah. Shooty Fruity for $5.99.
No, game sucked. It's boring. It had like maybe 30 minutes of like, oh, this is kind of cool and funny, but that's it.
How about Sports Bar VR for $3.74?
No one plays anymore.
Fisherman's Tale for $4.49.
You played this.
Dude, I love this. This is an awesome puzzle game.
Wait, $4.49?
Yeah.
I might get that.
This is a mind-bending puzzle game. Yeah, and the story's really good.
Okay,
like,
I might actually buy that.
Yeah.
Would you recommend it, and can I play it without a DualShock?
You use the moves.
Oh, it's probably worth it. Okay.
It's good. It's good. It's good. Football Nation VR Tournament 2018 for $149.
No, don't play that crap.
How about Mini Motor Racing Digital Deluxe? Oh, Mini Motor Racing X Digital Deluxe for $10.49.
No.
All right, that made that easy. How about Persona 5 Dancing in the Starlight for $8.99?
No. The thing is, I really like Persona 5 music, and I thought about it. I just can't imagine doing that in VR for very long.
Should I get it just for the show? Like, we're both so curious about it. I don't even know. Like,
the thing is, the music in Persona 5 is really good.
I never played 5. I played 4, and I thought the music of 4 was good. To see them in VR, that would be kind of a treat.
We need to talk, because I was going to buy 4 on my Steam Deck, but I don't know if I should or not.
Let's discuss later, because we have the Wizards Enhanced Edition for $7.49.
You also have a free $7.49 to spend on another game.
Bloody Zombies for $4.49.
No.
Wolfenstein Cyberpilot for $6.59.
Oof. It's probably worth that price. If you haven't played it, oh gosh, there's just better games though. Like there are better deals on this list to spend money on than that.
How about Creed Rise to Glory for $10.49?
No, too expensive.
Dude, that's a good game for $10. Yeah. This is a curious one. The Walking Dead Onslaught. You get the digital deluxe for $13.99 or just the normal game for $10.49. What are you thinking?
I don't like paying more than $10 for a game.
Okay, would you pay $7.99 for Doom 3 VR edition?
Oh, I don't know.
You played that, right? It has the aim controller support. It's Doom 3 in VR.
I don't think I have.
I'm pretty sure you have. I don't think you liked it.
Okay, then no, F that.
Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Tourist Edition, $19.99.
$20? No.
Dude,
it's really good, but
yeah,
dang.
It's a healthy game. It's real good. Time Carnage for $7.99.
No, game's really bad.
Lucky's Tale for $7.99.
Huh. Unlucky Tale, because you're going broke because I ain't buying your game.
I might get this because it'd probably be good for my kids. Like Gun Club VR for $9.99. We got to get moving. There's a lot of these.
Oh, okay, no.
Rush VR $9.99.
No.
Oh, that's fun. Espire 1 VR Operative,
no.
$11.99. Rick and Morty Virtual Reality, $11.99.
Oh, it needs to be under 10, and that's a for sure buy, but it's not.
Okay, Beats Fever, $7.99.
Beats? No.
Walking Dead Saints and Sinners Standard Edition, $15.99.
I ain't walking, and I'm not a saint or a sinner. Get out of here.
Good Dog, Bad Dog for $9.99.
Dead Dog, more like it.
Ouch. Fracked Deluxe Edition, $13.99. I'm doing that. I'm getting that.
I wouldn't do it.
You wouldn't, because it's not a 10. How about Table of Tales, The Crooked Crown, $7.99.
That's a good game. They had that. That's worth $8 straight up.
How about Star Trek Bridge Crew for $9.99?
No.
How about this game? They didn't want to get confused. It's just called Coaster for $2.24. That as in roller coaster.
Yes. No. Play Until Dawn.
How about this? You got to get this, Adam. Let's Create Pottery VR, $9.99.
Can I export it and 3D print it?
That's something you have to investigate on your own. I want you to get this game. I'll buy it for you if you play it. Stream it.
Okay.
Golden Stream. And print me out whatever you make.
I'm making a penis right off the bat.
Gorn for $9.99.
No.
Apocalypse Rider for $2.49.
I'll ride something, but it's not going to be the apocalypse. No.
Those are the people who refused to give us a code because they thought our content would be too mean. $2.49 for Hitman 7 Deadly Sins Act 5 Gluttony.
We do it for you, the people. We tell the truth, and I ain't buying this.
How about The Rabbit Hole for $2.49?
No, maybe the worst game, except for 18 Floors.
How about Viking Days for $249?
Also atrocious. It's an iPhone game on PSVR. No.
Let's see, man. We are getting through these, but there's so many Project Lux for $1249.
No, I'm not from Japan.
How about Cat Lateral Damage for $499?
Oof. It's a cute game. How $4.49?
Yeah.
I can't do it. I
How
can't.
about Waltz of the Wizard Extended Edition, $499?
Waltz of the Wizard?
Yeah.
I like the name Walter, but not Waltz or Wizard. Get out of here.
How about Sam and Max? This time it's virtual, $10.99.
How about Sam and Max can go hump themselves? I'm not playing that crap.
It's a rabbit and a dog. How about Yuki for $11.99?
Oh, no, Yuki, I'll play with Yuki. And by that, I mean I'm going to keep my money in my wallet.
How about Brain Beats DLC, $5.99?
Beat more in my brain. Move on.
Mind Labyrinth VR Dreams, $11.99.
I know you cried, but I'm not playing it.
It was pretty good. That's expensive though. Boxed In for $3.59.
Dude, if I want boxed in, I'm burying myself alive.
Stride for $11.99. That's that free running game.
I strive for greatness, not for mediocrity. No.
De Magnete for $11.99.
Don't know what that is. If you can't pronounce it, don't buy it.
The Room VR A Dark Matter, $17.99.
No. Real bad game.
No, it's really good. Keep Talking Nobody Explodes for $8.99.
The thing is, if you have people to play with it, that's a for sure buy.
Job Simulator, $12.99.
Too boring. I didn't like it.
All right. And aside from a bunch of DLC for synth writers, that's the end, Adam.
That's it. So here's what I got. I'm going to buy Fisherman's Tale. And I'm going to buy Don't Knock Twice. And hopefully it works better because the Guy VR sucked. I think Exorcist VR is going to be playable, but I'm probably not going to love it. Hopefully these will scratch me where I itch. Okay. Cool.
It happened again, Adam.
Well, here's the thing. We don't know what you guys heard. Alex's internet's broken.
I'm back, Adam. I'm back. Yeah, I'm back to take us out, okay?
Because your internet sucks.
I'm going to get fracked just to cover the sales, and there was another game there that I forgot that I'm also going to get, much like fracked. I'll frack off. Adam, I want to say thanks to the listeners for making sure we still hold up. Don't be like me. Be like Waleed and leave comments on YouTube for this episode so we can learn something here. You can find us under Gaming is in Session. That is our account there. Or better yet, reach out to us directly. Contact at playpsvr.com and give us all the hate, all the smoke, and let us know how we've disappointed you. So for Adam, I'm Alex. Thank you for listening to Play PSVR 2, the podcast. Good night.